presents Meri Piri Gwalia. Unique War 43 versus 1 million. Today we are going to tell you about a war about which very few people know, in which on one side there were only 43 Sikh warriors and on the other side there was an army of 10 lakh Mughals. This war is the war of Shri Chamkaur Sahib, which is also called the War of Chamkaur ki Garhi. It was midnight of 20th December 1705 AD. Winter was at its peak in Punjab. It was bone-chilling cold outside because it had been raining heavily for 2 days and it was still drizzling. There was silence in Shri Anandpur Sahib Ji. Silence prevailed in the Mughal camp spread for miles. The world was sleeping, but there was some movement inside Shri Anandgarh Sahib Ji. Some were looting their wealth by sacrificing their invaluable things to fire or by burying them in the ground. This was the last night of Shri Guru Gobind Singh Ji in Shri Anandpur Sahib Ji. Who knows where he would be tomorrow morning and where his children would be? Before leaving Shri Anandpur Sahib, he wanted to go empty and light. By sacrificing everything, whatever the fire could not handle, by handing it over to the earth, so that the evil hands of the enemy could not touch these things and they did not meet with a bad fate. Midnight was about to pass. In the soft light of the stars, a divine face with a puffed chest came out of the fort. Mard Agamda Shri Guru Gobind Singh Ji was leaving Shri Anandpur Sahib Ji. Two brave men were in the front. Mohkam Singh and Sahib Singh on the right, and behind them were Guru Sahib Ji's two elder sons, Sahibjada Ajit Singh and Sahibjada Juzar Singh. They had bows and arrows in their hands. Bhai Himmat Singh was coming behind them, carrying coins, gunpowder and cannonballs on his shoulders. Gulab Rai, Shyam Singh and other companions of Guruji were walking with him. In the last line were Guru's servants and 500 hungry Sikhs. Guruji's mother had been sent off first with the two younger Sahibzadas. Guru Sahib Ji's wives Mata Sundari and Mata Sahib Kaur had also gone with them. Where were these people going from Anandpur Sahib Ji? Perhaps they did not even know this. They were going trusting in the God Akalpurakh. The story of people who rejected crowns and thrones in exchange for self-respect started without finding out the destination. Every step of theirs was a destination. Guru Sahib Ji was still on this side of the river Sarsa when it was dawn. During this Amrit Kal, the Kirtan of Asa Ki War was organized every day in Anandgarh Sahib Ji. Guru Sahib and the Sikhs used to join in devotion and enjoy the Kirtan. Due to the habit of meditating on God at this time, the disciples felt a bit lost. They were going quietly, avoiding the enemy forces sitting at a distance of yards. Kirtan was like inviting trouble by inviting the enemy. Without worrying about the enemy's attack, Guru Sahib Ji ordered that the Kirtan of Asa Di War would be held as usual. That group of strange people roaming around with their lives at stake got immersed in devotion on the banks of the river Sarsa. This Kirtan performed under the shadow of raining bullets presents a true and high example of the spiritual inclination and values of Shri Guru Gobind Singh Ji being effective on the physical duties. When those who had assured Guru Sahib Ji of safe passage from Shri Anandpur Sahib Ji by taking oaths on the cow and the Quran, came to know that Shri Guru Gobind Singh Ji had reached the banks of the river Sarsa along with his family and Sikhs, they forgot all the agreements and oaths. First they attacked the city of Shri Anandpur and looted it badly, and on the other hand they sent army after the Sikhs. While crossing the river Sarsa, there were many clashes in which many Sikhs were killed. Many slipped and fell in the river. Out of 500, only 46 survived, who reached the fort of Chamkaur near Ropar with Guru Sahib. 2 elder Sahibzade were also with them. In this fort, 2 younger Sahibzade of Guru Sahib Ji got separated from Guru Sahib along with Mata Gujri Ji. Mata Sundari and Mata Sahib Kaur went towards Delhi with Bhai Mani Singh Ji. Whoever found the way started walking. Guru Sahib Ji gave orders while handing over his mother and 2 younger sons to a Sikh, that if for any reason they get separated, they should be sent to Delhi. When they really got separated from Guruji in the chaos, that Sikh decided to keep them in his nearby village and thought that when some peace was restored, they would be sent to Delhi. The river Sarsa is at a distance of about 4 kos from Kiratpur. When the convoy of Sikhs reached the banks of this rainy river, there was a terrible flood in it and the water was at its peak. At this time the Sikhs got into great difficulty. The enemy was attacking them from behind and the river Sarsa was roaring in front. A decision had to be taken immediately. Therefore, Shri Guru Gobind Singh Ji said that some soldiers should keep the enemy engaged in battle here and those who have the ability to cross the Sarsa should try to cross the river with their horses along with the flow of the Sarsa. This was done. Bhai Uday Singh and Jeevan Singh clashed with the enemy with their respective groups. Meanwhile, Gurudev Ji succeeded in crossing the Sarsa river. But hundreds of Singhs died while crossing the Sarsa river because the speed of the water was very strong. Many were swept away many miles away by the flow of water. The rain of winter season, the cold water of the river, these things numbed the bodies of Gurudev Ji's soldiers. For this reason, the enemy army did not dare to cross the Sarsa river. After crossing the Sarsa river, there were 46, 2 elder Sahibzadas Ajit Singh and Juzar Singh and Gurudev himself, a total of 43 persons. On this side of the river, Bhai Uday Singh kept defeating many attacks of the Mughals and he kept fighting bravely till he had even a single soldier alive and finally he attained martyrdom in the battlefield while obeying the Guru's orders and performing his duty. In this terrible upheaval, Gurudev's family got separated from him. In Bhai Mani Singh's group, there were Mata Sahib Kaur Ji and Mata Sundari Kaur Ji and 2 maids who served the Guru. 2 Sikh Bhai Jawahar Singh and Dhanna Singh, who were residents of Delhi, were able to cross the Sarsa river. They all reached Delhi via Haridwar, where Bhai Jawahar Singh took them to his house. The second group consisted of Mata Gujri Ji, younger Sahibzade Joravar Singh and Fateh Singh and Ganga Ram Brahman, who was the cook of the Guru's house. His village Khehri was near Morinda town at a distance of about 15 kos from here. Ganga Ram took Mata Gujri Ji and Sahibzads to his village. Gurudev Ji proceeded with his 46 and reached a garden outside an area called Chamkaur by noon. The local people here welcomed Gurudev Ji heartily and helped him in every way. There was a fort like Kachi Haveli here, which was very important from the strategic point of view because it was built on a high mound. Around it there was an open plain. The owner of the Haveli, Buddhi Chand, requested Gurudev Ji to rest in this Haveli. Gurudev Ji did not think it appropriate to go further. So he divided 46 into small groups and distributed the remaining weapons among them and deployed all the Sikhs on the front for the fight. Now everyone knew that death was certain, but the principle of the Khalsa army was not to lay down arms in front of the enemy, only to achieve martyrdom. So all the Sikhs were ready to sacrifice their lives. Gurudev started planning to fight the innumerable Mughal army with the strength of his 40 disciples. Gurudev himself took up the front in the attic above the Kachi Garhi, Haveli. Other Sikhs also made their fronts and started waiting for the Mughal army. On the other side, as soon as the flow of water of the rainy drain Sarsa decreased, the Mughal army crossed it like a swarm of locusts and reached the field of Chamkaur chasing Gurudev Ji. In no time, they surrounded Gurudev Ji's Kachi Garhi. The Mughal commanders came to know from the villagers that Gurudev Ji had only 40 soldiers. So they started dreaming of capturing Gurudev Ji here. Nawab Wazir Khan of Sirhind made an announcement at dawn that if Gurudev Ji surrenders himself along with his companions to the Mughal administration, then his life can be spared. In response to this announcement, Gurudev Ji showered arrows on the Mughal forces. At this time, the fight was between 46 and the Mughal army of thousands, about 10 lakhs. On this, Gurudev Ji had also sworn to make each Sikh fight against 1.25 lakh people. Now the auspicious opportunity had come to execute and demonstrate this oath in front of the world. On 22nd December 1705, the world's unique war began. There were heavy clouds in the sky and it was drizzling. Being the shortest day of the year, the sun had risen very late, a severe cold wave was blowing but there was warmth in the hearts of Gurudev Ji's warriors who were taking shelter in the Kachi Haveli. The Kachi Garhi was attacked. There was a shower of arrows and bullets from inside. Many Mughal soldiers were killed. The same happened with the second strong attack. The Mughal commanders were beginning to disbelieve that someone could become so strong with the help of 40 soldiers. The Sikh soldiers were playing the game of fighting and dying fearlessly, surrounded by an army of millions. When they ran out of ammunition and arrows, but did not have the courage to even go near the fort of the Mughal soldiers, they considered it necessary to go to the battlefield to fight a battle with swords and spears. First of all, Gurudev Ji ordered Bhai Himmat Singh Ji to go to the battlefield with a group of 5 along with his companions and fight the enemy. Then Mughal General Nahar Khan tried to climb the fort using a ladder, but Gurudev Ji pierced him with an arrow and killed him there. When another general Khwaja Mahmud Ali saw his companions dying, he ran away hiding behind the wall. Gurudev Ji has written about him in his composition by cursing him because of his cowardice. The Nawab of Sirhind ordered the armies to assemble and attack the Kachi Garhi with full force. But Gurudev Ji was strategically in a good position as he was in a mansion on a high hill. Hence, he foiled this attack as well and hundreds of Mughal soldiers were put to eternal sleep by the shower of arrows of the Singhs. The group of Sikhs came out of the fort and gave a tough fight to the advancing Mughal army. From the upper story of the fort, Gurudev Ji himself was helping his warriors by shooting arrows at the enemies. There was heavy clash of iron for a while. Hundreds of soldiers fell on the battlefield. Finally, all 5 Sikhs were martyred. Then Gurudev Ji sent another group of 5 Sikhs out of the fort to the battlefield. This group also advanced and defeated the enemies and pushed them back and inflicted heavy casualties on the enemies and got martyred themselves. In this way, Gurudev Ji made a strategy and started sending groups of 5 to the battlefield one by one. When the 5th group was martyred, it was afternoon. Following the instructions of Nawab Wazir Khan of Sirhind, General Hidayat Khan, Ismail Khan, Fulad Khan, Sultan Khan, Asmal Khan, Jahan Khan, Khalil Khan and Bhure Khan moved towards the fort with their armies. Everyone knew that it was very difficult to stop such a big attack. That is why the Sikhs who were left inside prayed to Gurudev Ji to leave the battlefield along with the Sahibzadas. Hearing this, Gurudev Ji said to the Sikhs, "Which Sahibzadas, sons, are you talking about? All of you are my Sahibzadas." All the Sikhs were surprised to hear this answer from Gurudev Ji. Gurudev Ji's elder son Ajit Singh went to his father and asked for permission to display his martial arts. Gurudev Ji happily blessed him and inspired him to fulfill his duty. Sahibzada Ajit Singh had the urge to do something. He was an expert in the art of war. Then what happened was that he came out of the fort with his 4 other Sikhs and attacked the Mughal army like a lion attacks a fawn. Wherever Ajit Singh would move, the soldiers in front of him would fall, get killed or run away. The group of 5 Singhs killed hundreds of Mughals. Ajit Singh displayed unforgettable bravery, but even if each one of them had killed thousands, what difference could it make if a bird takes a beakful of water from the sea of soldiers? When Sahibzada Ajit Singh's younger brother Sahibzada Juzar Singh saw him being martyred, he too asked Gurudev Ji for permission to go to the battlefield. Gurudev Ji patted his back and sent his teenage son to the battlefield with 4 other servants. Gurudev Ji was pleased to see Juzar Singh fighting in the battlefield, and seeing his war skills, he started shouting slogans in a loud voice, "Jo bole so nihal, sat Shri Akal." Juzar Singh got surrounded by the enemy army, but he attained martyrdom while showing his bravery. The age of these 2 warriors was 18 years and 14 years respectively. It became evening due to rain or clouds. It was the shortest day of the year. It was extremely cold. The war stopped as soon as it became dark. Guru Sahib, after seeing both Sahibzadas getting martyred, prayed to Akal Purakh, God, to thank him, and said, "I am handing over yours to you. What is the harm to me?" The enemy got caught in the trap of picking up the bodies of his wounded or dead soldiers. Darkness spread all around. At this time, Gurudev Ji had 7 Sikh soldiers left and he himself was 8 in total. The Mughal forces retreated and started resting. They were still doubtful whether enough soldiers were present inside the fort. It was time for the recitation of Reheras, so all the Sikhs recited it along with Gurudev Ji. After that, Gurudev Ji encouraged the Sikhs to stay in Chaddikla and fight and get martyred. Everyone bowed their heads and took an oath to sacrifice their lives by obeying the order, but they prayed at the feet of Gurudev Ji that if you keep in mind the delicacy of the time and leave this mud fort-like mansion and go somewhere else, then we can win the game, because if we die then nothing will be lost, but what will happen to the sect after your martyrdom? In this way, the goal of Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji will not be accomplished. If you remain alive, then thousands and lakhs of Sikhs like us will gather in your refuge and start the struggle again under your leadership. Gurudev Ji used to preach to others. When the end of the battle becomes inevitable, then fight and die in the battle. Then how could he turn his back on the battle himself? Gurudev Ji replied to the Singhs, "My life is not more valuable than the lives of my beloved Sikhs. How is it possible that I leave you alone in the battleground and go away? I cannot turn my back on the battleground." Now he himself will be the first to enter the battleground with his group as soon as the day breaks. Sikhs were very worried by this decision of Gurudev Ji. They wanted that Gurudev Ji should escape from here by any means so that by gathering a large number of people, Singhs could organize themselves again and fight with the Mughals. The Sikhs were also determined not to let the Sadguru Ji be martyred under any circumstances. They knew that the martyrdom of Gurudev Ji at this time would prove to be very harmful for the sect. So Bhai Daya Singh Ji thought of a plan and tried his last weapon. Under this plan, he took all the Singhs into confidence and took them along and came to Gurudev Ji again. And they said, Guruji, now Guru Khalsa, the five beloved ones, in the form of God, order you to immediately leave this Kachi Garhi and go to a safe place because this policy is good for the sect Khalsa. Gurudev Ji bowed his head on hearing the order of the five beloved ones and said, I cannot resist now because I have to obey my Guru's orders. Gurudev Ji made a plan to leave Kachi Garhi. He asked 2 soldiers to accompany him. The remaining 5 were appointed on different fronts. Bhai Jeevan Singh, whose physique, stature and appearance were similar to Gurudev Ji, was made to wear his crown and sit on his place on the terrace so that the enemy remains under the illusion that Guru Gobind Singh himself is in the mansion, but he decided that while leaving from here, we will challenge the enemies because leaving quietly and peacefully will be considered a sign of cowardice and weakness, and he did the same. Late at night Gurudev Ji came out of the fort along with his 2 companions Daya Singh and Man Singh. Before leaving he explained to them that we have to go towards Malwa region and walk in the direction of some special stars, so that we can meet again if we get separated. At this time the drizzle had stopped and there were clouds in the sky but lightning was flashing repeatedly. We had just reached some distance when lightning flashed very fast. When Daya Singh's eyes fell on the bodies scattered on the road, he saw the body of Sahibjada Ajit Singh. He requested Gurudev Ji that if he gives permission, he would put his sheet on Ajit Singh's dead body. At that time Gurudev Ji asked Daya Singh why he wanted to do this. Daya Singh replied that Gurudev, Father, this is the body of your beloved son Ajit Singh. Gurudev Ji again asked, is he not my son who sacrificed his life on my one signal? Daya Singh had to answer yes. On this Gurudev Ji said that if you can put a sheet on the bodies of all the Singhs, then it is fine, put it on his body also. Bhai Daya Singh understood the sacrifice and renunciation of Gurudev Ji and immediately moved forward. As per the plan, Gurudev Ji and the Sikhs went some distance in different directions and shouted loudly from there. Piri Hind is going, if anyone has the courage then catch him and at the same time shoot arrows at the torch bearers due to which their torches fell down in the mud and got extinguished and darkness became dense. In greed of reward, the enemy army ran in the direction of the voice and clashed with each other. Taking advantage of the time, Gurudev Ji and both the Singhs started moving towards their target and this strategy was completely successful. In this way the enemy army clashed with each other and died. Next morning when the light came, the enemy army was very disappointed because among thousands of dead bodies only 35 bodies were of Sikhs. Even in that they could not see Guru Gobind Singh anywhere. Enraged, the enemy army attacked the fort again. While fighting with innumerable enemy soldiers, the 5 Sikhs inside attained martyrdom. Bhai Jeevan Singh Ji, who had worn Gurudev Ji's attire to deceive the enemy, also attained martyrdom. On seeing the dead body, the Mughal commander was very happy that at last the Guru had been killed. But soon he came to know that this dead body was of some other person and the Guru had escaped safely. It was a big blow to the Mughal rulers that despite laying siege to Anandpur for 7 months, the entire Mughal forces of Kashmir, Lahore, Delhi and Sirhind could neither capture Guru Gobind Singh Ji nor make the Sikhs accept their submission. Lakhs of rupees from the government treasury were spent. Thousands of soldiers were killed but the Mughals could not achieve their goal. Vaheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji ki Fateh.